Wait, let me do the card.
I'll do the cards. I can cut this out. Okay. Hi, my name is Julie Gutierrez, and today I'm going to tell you guys what it takes to become a successful flight attendant. Did you know that over 8 million people fly on an airplane every single day? This would not be possible or enjoyable if we didn't have highly trained flight attendants on board. To become a flight attendant, the first thing you have to do is apply. You can apply by going to the airline of your choice online and fill out their application there. You can get a referral from a flight attendant, or you can attend a hiring event. My airline that I work for has hiring events in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Denver, Colorado. Once you apply and your application gets accepted, then you'll be asked to conduct a phone interview. The phone interview is pretty standard. They ask you customer service questions, personal questions, and job history questions. If they feel like you would be a good fit, then they'll invite you to a face-to-face interview. The face-to-face interview can be a little intimidating because when you show up, there's a group of about 200 candidates all fighting for the same job. Once you get to this face-to-face group interview, you're going to be separated into 3 different groups. The first group is going to be a one-on-one interview, 1 flight attendant, 1 candidate. The second group is going to be a 2-on-1 interview, 2 candidates, 1 flight attendant. And the third group is going to be a group interview. So you'll have a few flight attendants and a few candidates. You'll go through each group once, and at the end you all get put back into a big room and the anticipation begins. Once you're in this room, you're going to wait until your name gets called in a group of names. So a recruiter is going to come out and name 5 to 10 names, and that group will then be walked into a room, and that's where the big news comes. You're either offered a contingent job offer, which means you have the job as long as you pass training, or they say thanks but no thanks and send you on your way home. Once you get your contingent job offer, that's it. You do your drug test, you do your background check, and you go home. If those pass and you go through, at that point you will be assigned a training facility and a training start date. In my experience, I was assigned to Orlando, Florida, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so it's quite a change to do your training in. It's a 25-day training process, and on the very first day, you have an entrance exam. So before you can even go to the rest of your classes, you have to pass this exam. This exam contains a verbatim reading of the safety demo for your specific airline, as well as an exam that has 50 to 100 airport codes you have to know, and then every single airline in the industry, their codes memorized as well. They tell you a few rules in the beginning of training. You have to look professional, you have to pass all your exams with an 80% or higher, and you only get 1 retake exam for the entire class. So if you have to use your retake on your entrance exam, good luck the rest of the class. Once you pass all the exams and do all the studying and listen to all the lectures, then you get started on the physical training. The physical training has a few different things you have to learn. The first thing you have to learn, and the thing you use every single day, is your arming and disarming of the doors. So you have to arm and disarm the main cabin door, the overwing exits, and the mid-cabin exit doors. Those are doors you're going to be touching every single day at work, so it kind of gets cemented into your brain. Another thing you have to learn is how to use all the different types of fire extinguishers. So we have mini fire extinguishers, normal fire extinguishers, and H2O fire extinguishers. You learn how to use all of them and actually use them to put out a fire. Another thing you have to learn is the evacuation slides. There are evacuation slides at each door, and for training purposes, you pop one, you tuck your arms, and you slide down the slide. You also have to assist the passengers on the airplane to let them down the slide as well. It seems fun in training, but if you ever had to do that in real life, it would not be as fun. The other thing you have to do is pull out the life raft on the aircraft and get 45 adults into this life raft. And if you ever try to do 45 adults to do anything, it is not an easy task, especially when their life depends on it. Another thing you have to do, which you hope that you never have to do in real life, is you have to set up a bomb wall. So you go to the airplane, every suitcase, every pillow, jacket, backpack, anything you can find to build this bomb wall to protect these people. The last thing you have to do, it's your exit exam. You have to do a full evacuation of the aircraft, verbatim, movement for movement, don't miss a step. You listen to your commands, you say your commands, and you follow the movements as necessary. At this point, you have 90 seconds to evacuate 230 adults out of an aircraft. And if this was a life and death situation, you would figure it out. So that's it. Once you pass all of those steps and finished all of your exams and done all of your physical training, that's it. You are a flight attendant. So once you apply, you pass your tests, you pass your physical training, you can get on the airplane. So now that you've heard everything a flight attendant has to go through, you understand that it takes a lot to become a successful flight attendant. There are many steps, and they are not easy steps. It takes a considerable amount of time and strength to accomplish the strenuous training process. Once you finish all the necessary components, you can go out and be a successful flight attendant. So next time you're on an airplane and you're thinking your flight attendant is just some sky waitress who's bringing you a Coke and pretzels, remember that they're there for so much more. They've learned so much to be in the position that they're in, and they are there for an emergency to save your life. The Coke and pretzels are just a perk. Thank you. Got him.